Hi everybody, I'm Mermaid Anoka, and thank you for joining my fish talk. Like I said, I am Mermaid Anoka. I'm relatively new to mermaiding. I've only been doing this for about 5 to 6 months, but I figured I'd make a video series for people who are curious about mermaids or thinking about becoming mermaids, or maybe doing a little bit of research for any reason. So I'm going to break this series into 4 videos. This is video number 1. And this is the preparation phase. Video 2 will be tails, video 3 will be a mersona, and then video 4 will be talking more on the professional side of the house. So, prepping. You want to make sure that you are physically fit enough to be a mermaid. Now, if we're talking about mermaiding, right, mermaids, they're not necessarily just women, right? Or you've got dudes, you got gender fluid, you have they, thems, you have all different types, right? So to make it simple, if I say mermaids, I'm not talking about just women, and I will try to say mers to keep it all inclusive, right? So if you are wanting to become a mer, you need to make sure you're physically capable of doing the habit, the task, the skill. I don't mean that there's a body type. I'm going to say this very, very clearly. There is no body type for mermaiding. Okay? No body type. It is a very all-inclusive, anyone who wants to be there type community. You don't have to have a tail. You don't have to have a fin. You know, it's just, if you believe in your heart that you are a mermaid or you love mermaids, then you can join the community, right? We have a lot of people who, like me, watched the community for a couple of years, or many years, I'm not gonna say how many, before they actually became a voice, joined, started, being a hobbyist, and so on and so forth. I'll explain that in another video. Anyway, so you want to make sure that you are a strong swimmer. You have to be able to swim underwater, and I know a lot of people are scared to go underwater. And what's even scarier is once you're under there, you have to open your eyes underwater, right? So this can be kind of a scary task, and I can make a separate video on getting comfortable underwater, having your eyes open, because I know that's a big thing for some people. But I don't want to dwell on that fact, right? So you have to be able to go underwater. You have to be able to open your eyes if you want to do any sort of more professional-esque type things. If not, if you're just doing this for fun, pop some goggles on, you're good to go. You need to have a strong core, right? So I'll show a clip of the dolphin kick in a second. But your core, right, is what's going to drive that motion. It's going to start with your head, neck, shoulder area. Depending on what video you watch and stuff like that, they'll tell you lead with your head or lead with your shoulders. Either way, it's like a wave that you're doing, but it's not generated at the shoulders. You're not just, moving your shoulders and your body kind of flows. You're putting like a wave through your whole body, and it's generated in your core. So make sure you have a strong core before you start this. And then as you start getting more confident in your core and your swimming in the dolphin kick itself, you'll start going into deeper water. And this is where it becomes really important that you know how to equalize, right? Some people do it without realizing they're doing it. I guess they just figure it out, but I know I didn't know how to fix it. What I'm talking about when I say equalize, when you get to a certain point underwater, pressure is going to build in the middle of your ear, and it's going to hurt really freaking bad, right? Like really bad. So there are 2 ways that you can equalize. One is to look up and do like an aggressive swallow, right? What you're doing is you're trying to force air into the middle ear to open it up or fill it up. Or you can do what I do and hold your nose. Oh, I just popped it. You just hold your nose and you blow. Like that. If I squint really hard, I can even feel my ears go like, right? So that's that area that you're talking about. You can even start doing that before you get underwater, just to kind of like warm your body up, just like you would warm your lungs up so you can hold your breath longer. So that is the physical preparation. Now we're going to go into the actual dolphin kick. So the dolphin kick, or is what we think of when we see the mermaid kick, right? It's just you're creating a wave, and it's going to travel down your body. Now, some people will do the two hands, right? You're going like this. Some people will do one hand. I kind of like doing the one hand to start, and then I'll put it off to my side, and then I'll just start like doing it with the rest of my body. Starting with the head, neck, shoulder. I'm just going to say head, neck, shoulder because it's really dependent on you as a swimmer, what you like to do. The important thing to note is with your legs, they are following through you. I use my ankles more to make sure I can really work that monofin, and I'll talk about those in a second, or whatever flippers I'm using to get that propulsion, that power. But it is not a leg ankle movement, right? It is a movement through the body that I'm following through with. A lot of times, if you are just trying to learn the dolphin kick and you're working really, really hard, but you're not really going anywhere, it's probably because you're bringing your knees too much in. Your knees are naturally gonna come in a little bit, right? That's your knees are a joint; they're gonna move. But if you are scrunching your knees up really hard, right, you're making a sharp V every time you swim, it's almost like you're inchworming. You're not flowing, right? So it doesn't look as natural, and you're not going to go very far or very fast, though going fast is not always the goal. So that's the dolphin kick. You really want to practice that, I would say, in a progression. So you can try and do it without flippers or fins. I tried it and I thought I was going to drown myself, and I'm a relatively strong swimmer. If you are not super confident, what I would recommend is putting a floaty tube underneath your armpits this way, so you can hold on to it and practice the kick. Once you get the movement, then head underwater and then change the fins that you're using. So I would recommend using a normal dive fin because they are long enough that you're going to get the propulsion like you would for a tail and a monofin, but they are separate. So if you become uncomfortable or in a case of emergency, you can swim normal to get back up to the surface. It's just a safer way to practice. There are tails that are built for just normal flippers like that. You just put those in and you can swim with those. And you don't actually need a monofin. Or you can buy some that look like mermaid tails. Mertailor makes some really good kicks, and I'm going to show you a picture there. And they're really cool. They're just flippers, but they're like mermaid flippers. They're like super high end and really cool. So once you become comfortable with your flippers, your 2 feet, you start by just holding them together, right, and swimming that away. Next, you're going to get a monofin. I'd recommend getting a beginner-friendly monofin. You can find one at the Fin Fun website. They look like this. You can also do what I did, and I got a body glove monofin from Mermaid Linden. It's super easy. It's got little foot straps, so it's easy to get off in an emergency. Both of them are easy to take off, which is important, especially as you're learning how to work with a monofin for safety reasons. Once you feel comfortable in the beginner, you can go to more intermediate professional monofins. So right now, I have 3 monofins that I've tried. I've got the Linden, I've got the Dozo, and then I've got the Finnis Shooter, which is really stiff blade. I still think that one's pretty beginner friendly, but oh my gosh, do you go fast. You go super zoom. Zoom! I will be doing a review video on those to give you a comparison, but that's not the point of today. I have yet to try one. I really want to. Mertailor has silicone monofins. All the other ones are very stiff, whereas the silicone is very flowy. So you're not going to go fast, but you're going to look very pretty and very natural and graceful. Still very easy to do with the other monofins that I mentioned, depending on the tail that you have. So, to sum up, make sure that you are physically ready, core strength wise, to become a mermaid. Make sure that you are comfortable in the water, under the water. If you want to do this semi-professionally or get some good, pretty footage without some big honking goggles, then make sure you're comfortable with your eyes open Make sure if you go into deeper water, you know how to equalize, and that's the hold your nose and puff, or the look up and swallow really aggressively. So you can use a combination of the two, or if you know another way to do that, please leave it in the comments and share with everybody, and I will actually give it a try. Thank you for listening to my fish talk. If you have questions, leave them below, and if you are ready to talk about tails, check out the next video. I don't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? I'm looking at my notes and all I have is Monofin. It's not very helpful.